Hello, everybody, and hello, Dave, and welcome to this wonderful new platform where I am very honoured to be interviewing incredible people. Now, not just from the same industry, from lots of industries, and even internationally, we're getting under the hood and we're going to find out what they have to share with us. And by no means is there any way that I can, oh gosh, I feel like I need bells and whistles, jazz hands, the lot, to introduce to you the fantastic Dave Bywater, who is just a superstar. He was commercial director at a massive events company, and we absolutely adore Dave. Hello, Dave. How are you feeling today?
I am absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much, Emily.
Oh, brilliant. It's a pleasure to have you on here. I mean, before we get started, tell us, Dave, what's been your guilty pleasure during lockdown?
Oh, my guilty pleasure is, I suppose, snacking. In the morning, in the afternoons, having 11s and afternoon snacks. Don't you get the time for those? So yeah, that is my guilty pleasure. And secondly, probably enjoying the sunshine because we've been really, really, really lucky, haven't we?
Sunshine and snacks. I feel like there's a song there that we could
I
get.
should be losing in weight as well.
Well, what is it they're saying? You'll come out a hunk, a chunk, or a drunk, and well.
Hunky, chunky, drunk, I think, could be.
And then they say, well, if you're worried about things now, be more worried that in the years to come, the children who'll be running the country were homeschooled by drunks. So
Yeah, gosh, yeah. Scary times.
scary times, but fun. Who knows? Yeah, throw it up into the mix. Well, absolute pleasure to have you on here. Now, Dave, I've known you for years, and I can honestly say you are top drawer. And anybody watching this who doesn't already know Dave, then where have you been? Because this is like such a wonderful interview, and I'm very pleased that I've got you on screen here, because to me, you're a man about town, bags of integrity. You are the jewel in the crown, and I'm really looking forward to sort of getting under the skin and finding out a bit more information that we can share with our lucky audience. But to kick things off, first and foremost, okay, tell us something you've been doing during lockdown, other than snacking in the sunshine, that you didn't do before lockdown. And tell us a little bit how this has been very different for you. I'll let you introduce that.
Well, it's actually the best bit about the whole lockdown experience is actually looking after my William, who's my 3-year-old little boy. Unfortunately, I was made redundant at the end of March, beginning of April, and as a consequence of COVID, and my wife's as busy as she's ever been working from home. So I've been taking on the duties of looking after little William, which has been, gosh, it's hard work, as you found just before we started recording. But wow, it's great fun. We've done so many different things that normally I wouldn't do, and I'm also thinking we'll probably never get this time again, and so I just want to kind of make the most of that time I've got with him, make the most of the time that we've got in lockdown, when we're so restricted on what we can do. So yeah, just that is the main thing that I'm going to take away from the whole experience of lockdown, I think.
Well, I was very privileged to meet William. What a superstar. He came in and showed his chocolate Freddo, and
Good.
he was delighted. I mean, being that age again where Freddo's, our life, and and that's it. Your day's just like magical.
And there's so many different types of Freddos as well. So I mean, that's part of my snacking as well. So it's good. It's good fun, and he might even pop in and say hello. Fingers crossed. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, we will look forward to that. Thank you. And so, Dave, you very kindly and openly shared with everybody that you have been made redundant. And I know that anybody who is in the same situation, who is watching this, will really feel and understand what that has meant for somebody like yourself going through that experience. And can you tell us, how has that made you feel, if you're okay and happy to share that? Because I appreciate it is a big thing and
Yeah,
lots to it.
it's a lot of mixed emotions, really. The first one is that is that sudden financial security that you lose by not having a job, and then probably then you have that emotional heartbreak and that emotional pull that, I've been with the business 16 years. You have that emotional pull of not being in there and losing that routine. Then it kind of goes into, you slow down. So I almost in that, when you get into that holiday mode, it takes you a couple of days to get into that holiday mode. It takes a couple of days to get into the lockdown or redundant mode. And since then, it's been, spending time with William, but it's been recharging the batteries, looking at what my next move's going to be, looking at where I want to go, what do I want to do as part of my career, and all of those ideas and pathways that I'm exploring are brilliantly great, refreshingly fun, and it has that impetus that it's bringing on that new challenge, and time allows you to recharge the batteries, and now I'm ready now to just go as soon as I can get that next roll under my belt, and go and yeah, I'm really excited on what the future is actually holding up.
Well, Dave, anybody who has you on their team is very lucky, because you are, one of the top humans out there. You're a good egg. And I know whenever we've seen each other at events, or there's been these fabulous, flamboyant dinners and all sorts of wonderful things, I've always thought, there's Dave, and you just light up a room, and you really are a credit to yourself, but to anybody would be lucky to have you on their team. And I'm not just saying that, so sorry if I've made you uncomfortable.
It's difficult to hear, but it's lovely as well. So thank you, and that's very kind of you.
Well, you're very welcome, and I'll say it another 10 times as well. So, Dave, tell us then, you were commercial director in the events industry, and now the events industry, as we all know, has had quite the impact, because it's such a physically demanding industry. And as we know, lockdown has removed all physical possibilities for people to be together. And so much now is online in this current stage of the situation that we're in. Tell us what you're finding within this industry. What is happening?
I think the great thing with events, hospitality, hotel industry is that, as much as it's an extremely competitive market to be in, because there's so many brilliant companies out there doing so many brilliant things, that when times come as they are now, it's so heartwarming to see everybody coming together and almost, let's collaborate, let's work together, let's do that together for the greater good. And if anything's come out of it, I think it is that the network and the world is so small, yet it's so big. And when that actually happens, it happens, and it happens really, really well. So I think what will happen is that when we eventually get out of this, and we will do that, I think that the industry will only be more sharper, more creative, more lean, more streamlined, more offering better value for money in a safer environment than it ever has done. And I think that's what's happening. And I think the time now is allowing businesses to get themselves set up for when lockdown finally eases as well. So that's brilliant. And I've found a lot of businesses doing more online, are expanding their online capabilities as well, and offerings to businesses. People still need, or business deals, or senior business leaders still need to engage with the staff. they still need to motivate the staff and the workforce to hit the targets that they are planning in their strategy. So they need to engage with them, and they're doing more of that now online, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and everything that they're utilising. But from an events industry, there's some brilliant stuff being set up now. So I've seen a lot of the AV companies in Manchester now setting up their own studios in the warehouses with curved LED walls, and it's all completely blacked out, all keeping within the regulations. But you could go there, get this professional production, and then bang, off it is to everybody. And I think it's just taking it to another level. So it's exciting times for the industry as well.
Really exciting, and it sounds like there's lots of innovation going on, and digital innovation. So I suppose people will be able to flex between an online and an offline version, and that makes people and their businesses very agile in a way that customers can interact. And we've found that theme through conversations, and I think that's really exciting. Is there anything in particular that generally you have found to be quite rather an innovation that's really like catched your attention, something that has really stood out for you? Put you right on the spot now.
I think it's not so much the innovation; it's the creativity of what you can produce to then go out to make sure that your message is then landing, both with your colleagues, your employees. And I think that it's that creative element that the events industry is very, very good at, and that's why companies use the events industry for that creativity and that professional production of things, I think.
That's brilliant. Creativity is king, and I love the saying, and I'm sure you've heard this one, we didn't know that we needed the car when we had the horse and cart, and that's because somebody somewhere decided, let's get creative, and so much does evolve and develop as a result of creativity. So
and it's interesting now that you'll see that so many things are being done online now, but I don't think you can ever get away with that physical human to human interaction that you will get from internal conferences and things like that. I think that will always happen, but I think that now with this new digital wave that's coming through, I think that will only just back up everything else that's being done as well.
Yeah, I mean, we all know at a base level, don't we, how much we as humans crave other interaction, and that is what people are deeply missing during this lockdown. So you're right, that human element will never go, and the need for that won't ever go. And it's like we've gone from having no access, if you like, on a digital level, or some, to maximum amount of access, and it's because people are wanting to try and get as close as they can digitally to that human experience that they're missing. So you're right, I think there's always going to be that need, and wow, watch this space, shall we say. So Dave, tell us then, with all your pearly wisdom, what advice would you give to other people at the moment during lockdown, or perhaps who found themselves in a similar situation to yourself?
The pearly wisdom's a tricky one. I mean, I can only really just talk from my own experience and my own heart, and that is, it's almost to try and embrace it. Because it's here, it's what it is. I'm always a kind of a glass half full kind of guy. I'll always try and look on the positives of everything from there. So it's embrace the times. It's happening. So make the best of it, make the most of it. Even as hard as it is when you're made redundant and you lose that security, that financial security, and things will change, things will get better, and there'll be more opportunities. One door closes, another one will open. Yeah. Very keeping that positive mental attitude, because I think mental health is really important in these times as well. So I've also tried to with what we're doing with William is also try and get a bit of fresh air as well, because you could just feel like you're just climbing every single wall in your house. So we're trying to get out, both of us each day, just to go for get some fresh air, no matter what the weather is, and that just gives you a different perspective on your day, on your week, on your month, and it goes on and on and on. And so yeah, I think the main thing is embrace it, keep positive, stay safe, stay healthy as much as everyone can do, because I know it's a really, really tricky time for many different people. But yeah, I'm staying positive, as difficult as it is at the moment, and looking forward to that definitely that new challenge that's just on the horizon.
Absolutely. Well, I am more than certain that you will have inspired a lot of people and made them feel much more assured by being inspired by someone like yourself, sharing those, those key pieces of information, but also the vulnerability of sharing things that are a bit more personal. And I really thank you for that, and telling us all about superstar William. And now that he's not coming to tell us about his brother, I feel like we've missed out. So we'll have to, impose him somehow, Photoshop him in the corner waving. Or we'll have our own little show with William, I'm sure, at some point. But Dave, it's been awesome, and thank you. And I do wish you every ounce of success. And I am certain that you are going to be climbing Everest metaphorically with all of these great things that lie ahead, because like I say, people will be very, very lucky to have you in their business or in their team. So
Well,
yeah.
thanks for having me as well, and thanks for the time.
Been a pleasure, not a chore. Sunshine. Bobby Dazzler. Woo! Well, I am going to say farewell and bid you goodbye. And yeah, I will catch you soon. Thank you again, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And all the best to your family, friends, and loved ones. And stay well and stay safe. Yes.
You too. Thanks, Emily. Take care.
Bye.
Cheers.